And we are also coming to an end, but not before we have heard two key stakeholders who will share their impressions of the day with us and also share their outlook for the future when it comes to collaboration between the African and the European continent. For the closing panel, we have with us Carla Montesi, Director for the Green Deal and Digital Agenda at the European Directorate General for International Partnerships, and Moses Baingana, Director for Infrastructure and Energy at the African Union Commission. We want to hear their personal key takeaways of the day and also what they think about the future, how we could and should continue. So, Director Montesi, it is great to see you again, having spoken to you in the morning session, and we're all curious and excited to hear what you think now after the sessions that we had, the meaningful insights that we had, and what your personal key takeaways are. So I hand over the floor to you.
That's the only...
Many thanks, Sensi. It has been a very long day also for you, so thank you very much for your wonderful moderation. Let me start that has been a pleasure to be with you during the day. I have to say that I was around in the different sessions, and now I'm very happy to participate in this closing ceremony with Mr. Mayangana. And we are closing this first edition of the Africa-Europe D4D Hub, Multi-Stakeholder Forum. And as highlighted by our Commissioner Upilainen at the opening of this forum, this event really for us has marked a further step in reaffirming the commitment taken by the European Union during the African Union-European Union Summit last week on our joint Africa-Europe vision for a digital transformation. So I was really thrilled to say how this cooperation between Africa and Europe has led to so many organizations, many citizens, many youth that have taken part during today's events, sharing their views on the opportunities, on the challenges that the digital transition in Africa and Europe has. So I have really appreciate his contribution, and allow me to say I've really appreciated the summary of the key points that were made in the different panels that were just made. So I will not want to repeat because that will be really too long for all of you that were with us during the day. But allow me to say that we really want something. We want a participatory space for listening, for understanding the different perspectives, for also building fruitful and dynamic discussion between Africa and Europe. And I think we have succeeded to have during this long day of the discussion. About the perspective that you have mentioned, allow me to say that you know that we have launched what we have called the Global Gateway. We have launched some Team Europe digital flagship with really the intention to boost public and the private sustainable investment into concrete action. And I think that you have listened about in the different panel how we are really engaged in, in advanced democratic values and the human dignity that will support a free and open internet. That will be very, very important. So I'm not sure that I would like to repeat, but really our ambition is by 2030 to accelerate the universal access for all in Africa, ensuring reliable internet networks safely and security. And there will be different kind of action where, having listened during all the day, we can say that there is a common wish to work together between Africa, between the African Union and Europe. that it's clearly working together on the regulatory framework that can promote and we love to promote a human-centered digital transformation and the data economy, working together on securing the digital connectivity between Europe and Africa. We need, sure, to reinforce the interconnection within Africa, and we have to leverage all the investment in data infrastructure. If I take away one other key element is, I think, the agreement that we need to also scale up regional connectivity by facilitating the project in submarine and the terrestrial fiber optic cable and the satellite connection system, because I think that the wish was really expressed many times during the day that we need to reach also the rural areas in many countries, and this will be also important. And of course, we want to strengthen digital innovation ecosystem in African countries and the link with the European one. So the lines for our future cooperation in the future are clearly there. And allow me to say that once again, I have really appreciated the impressive presence and the participation at today's events. I think that I was to say that we had more than 300 representatives of African and European public and private stakeholders that were involved in the preparation, and we had more than 1,000 participants that were following the live events. So many thanks, I will say, to all of you for having participated to this excellent discussion, having listened, having taken part in the different discussion, and many thanks really for your contribution in advancing what is, I think, really very important. We have listened during all day, advancing a human-centered digital transformation across the Africa and the European continent. So allow me maybe just to end with just saying thank you so much also to all the team that have organized this event, and for all our moderators that were facilitating the different debate. I can just conclude that, of course, European Union continue to be really engaged to work with the African Union to set up this human-centered digital transformation agenda that it's a joint agenda that we have in front of us. And allow me just to say that I look forward to taking stock on really concrete progress that we can make over the years to come. The intention is really to drive together a digital transformation that leaves no one behind us. And we come back in 1 year time to continue to discuss with you, and hope to allow all of you to see together with the African Union about concrete example that we will succeed to put in place. Many thanks. Over to you.
Director Montesi, thank you so much for those words to the end of our forum today, the Multi-Stakeholder Forum. I think we can all feel your enthusiasm for the collaboration between Africa and Europe, and this is really a pleasure and an honor to hear such words from you. Now, as you could hear, a key topic is again the human-centric digital transformation process, as it was just mentioned. So this is a red line that goes through the whole event. How can we build technology and transformation around the human needs? Thank you so much, Director Montesi. I will hand over to Director Moses Bayingana. Director Bayingana, it's a pleasure and an honor to have you with us, and we're all looking forward to hear your closing remarks and personal impressions of this multi-stakeholder forum.
Thank you, Ms. Cara Montesi, Director DG INPA, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. The Africa-Europe D4D Hub Multi-Stakeholder Forum on digital transformation for sustainable development in Africa comes on the heels of the 6th European African Union Summit, where 150 billion euros Africa-Europe investment package was announced. The different themes discussed today were all in line with both summits held recently. That is the 35th AU Summit that committed to accelerate Africa's quality infrastructure development, as well as the 6th European Union African Union Summit that announced this package for Africa. In this respect, I would like to recognize and commend the leadership of both African Union and European Union for their strategic visions to include digital transformation as one of the high priorities. It's our hope that the outcome of the deliberations made today on digital connectivity, data, digital entrepreneurship, and innovation, as well as digital skills, which are all key elements of the digital transformation strategy for Africa, will ultimately translate into concrete initiatives and programs that can tap from the recently announced investment package for the benefit of our people. As we close the first Africa-Europe D4D Multi-Stakeholder Forum, I would like to thank all panelists and participants for sharing their views for us to understand the different perspectives on opportunities and challenges to advance a truly inclusive digital transformation across both our continents. I also extend my gratitude to the teams from both continents for the excellent preparation and for successfully organizing the event. The African Union reiterates its commitment and welcomes the enhanced partnership with the European Union to ensure inclusive digital transformation in our two neighboring continents. Guided by our leadership, we will continue to pursue and strengthen our collective efforts and work in close collaboration with all the stakeholders of the digital ecosystem to ensure a truly inclusive digital transformation. We look forward to take stock of progress together when we meet in 1 year at the second edition of the Africa-Europe D4D Multi-Stakeholder Forum. I thank you.
Thank you, Director Bayingana, for sharing your closing remarks with us. Let me take out one point that you have just mentioned, which is an inclusive digital transformation on both continents. And I think this is quite important to mention. It's a dynamic process. Both continents are moving, and if we can, then we can move together in a joint direction. So this event was but a beginning of a shared journey for both continents. Directors, it was a pleasure to be with you. For all of us, especially also for me as a digital entrepreneur myself, this forum was really at my heart, and it is really a pleasure to hear that both of you have mentioned that we have the ambition to come together in a year from now and see what have we achieved after this forum and where do we want to go in the future. So thank you so much for being with us. Thanks also to all the viewers. And again, directors, as we have mentioned, of course, also thanks for the teams who have worked on this. We are wishing a good afternoon to Brussels and a good afternoon to others. And let's see and let's hope and let's work towards seeing each other in 1 year with results at hand and with plans for the years to come. Thank you very much and hopefully see you soon.